Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Common Sense Crypto channel. As with you always, this is Rich doing another video today. So I hope you're all having a wonderful day today, wherever you are in this great world. We're going to talk about everything that's going on around crypto. But I got to start with this because this is still a very big story, and I just heard about it again today on the radio on my way to work. So Republicans threaten to repeal new mortgage rule. A May 1st rule change is meant to offset low credit borrowers paying more for their mortgages. They'll still pay more than those with good credit, but less than they did before. In order to make up for the lost revenue, borrowers with strong credit, 680 and above, could pay around $40 more per month on a $400,000 mortgage. Homebuyers who make down payments of 15 to 20% will be hit with the largest fee changes. Now, we see, it seems like we live in an upside down world right now where everything you were ever taught to be right is now all of a sudden wrong. And this is wrong on so many levels. Think about it. You went to work, you did the right thing, you paid your bills, and you kept your credit in good shape. Now all of a sudden you get a penalty. But if you quit your job, decided, I'm not going to pay a few bills, and your credit falls apart, you get rewarded. How is that right? And the nice thing about this is the pro crypto politicians are fighting back against this as well. McHenry and Davidson. That's because they see how wrong this is. They're actually out there fighting for the American people. They're also fighting for crypto innovation to strive and grow inside of this country. And it's nice to see somebody fighting back. Elizabeth Warren wants to police at your door in 2024 if you have a crypto wallet. I honestly thought this was going away, but apparently not. In 2022, Massachusetts Senator Elizabeth Warren authored a bill that would require cryptocurrency wallet providers to comply with bank anti-money laundering rules. Not crypto exchanges, mind you, but the wallets themselves. Kansas Senator Roger Marshall joined her on the proposal as a co-sponsor. Warren and Marshall are planning to reignite that debate on Capitol Hill this summer and have enlisted law enforcement advocates to their cause. Prosecutors and federal agents doubtless support the bill, as they have every other bill that turns the one-way ratchet of financial surveillance. If they had their way, our personal bank account and credit card logins would rest on a central repository for the Department of Justice to access at will and without a warrant. That's why they're also pushing for CBDCs. The Warren bill would require that anyone who designs a crypto wallet, a computer program designed to store the encryption code and keep your crypto safe, register as a money services business, and essentially be regulated like a financial institution. I said it time and time again. All she cares about is knowing how much crypto me and you hold, and that we're paying our fair share in taxes. And this is wrong on so many levels. We see these politicians, they get into office, and all of a sudden they get super rich for some reason. They're supposed to be working for me and you. We pay their salary, but instead they're working against us all along the way, and they want to keep me and you poor while they enrich themselves. Members of Congress should not be trading bank stocks in the middle of a bank crisis. Elizabeth Warren. Friends, don't let friends trade with inside information. These politicians have enriched themselves over time through insider trading and the stock market as well. And that's something that needed to come to an end also. Marathon Digital CEO Fred Thiel says that anti-crypto politicians in the United States are going to run up against a key voting bloc. Now, I think he's 100% right on this. So the challenges they have is that younger voters actually are all interested in crypto and digital assets. And so what's interesting is where before crypto and digital assets were not a polarizing political hot potato, if you would, or topic, it now is definitely becoming something that Democrats are anti-crypto and digital assets, and Republicans seem to be pro. And I think that's going to play a factor in the next election, because younger people, they love crypto. They don't want to rely on the traditional banking system. And I think this will come back to hurt some of these anti-crypto politicians. U.S. SEC Chairman Gary Gensler took his crypto critical message to the web again with a new investor protection video on Thursday, cautioning people about digital asset businesses that are breaking securities laws. You know, he looked terrible in front of Congress. He should have just stepped down at this point. But he says this: the lack of compliance by these crypto platforms means that you don't have basic investor protections, Gensler said in his office hours video series. These are things like rule books and surveillance to prevent fraud and manipulation, or appropriate custody and segregation of customer assets so they don't get misused or abused or simply become the property of the platform, especially if it goes into bankruptcy. Why wasn't he looking out for the retail investors? Why was he turning his head to FTX, not looking into them, making sure that FTX was on the up and up? Now, all of a sudden, he's out there fighting for the retail investor. No, he's not fighting for us. He's keeping new investors out of crypto because anybody who watches his videos thinks somehow investing in crypto is breaking the law. And at the same time, he's shaking out the weak hands that are holding crypto as well. But you know, we know about all the corruption. We've been holding crypto long enough that we've seen what happened with Ethereum. We see what happened with FTX. We see what's still going on today. Enforcement all around the crypto space. It's absolutely ridiculous. Gary needs to go. JP Morgan's head of digital assets discussed the banking's plans to tokenize traditional financial assets. We think that tokenization is a killer app for traditional finance. If you think about private markets, private credit, private equity, and private real estate, they are pretty much double the size of public markets, but many orders of magnitude less liquid, so there's huge disparity. So now that JP Morgan is getting interested in tokenization, I wonder what other crypto companies Gary's going to go after to slow them down, so JP Morgan could get a head start. We'll have to wait and see. Representative Zach Noon introduces bill to protect Americans' digital assets. So digital assets are quickly emerging as a major way that we spend money. I want to ensure every American has access and is protected. This bipartisan bill will help ensure that the United States is prepared to address security risks and prevent illicit money laundering while also protecting freedom for all Americans. We must do both simultaneously to ensure the long-term integrity of digital assets. You know, we're going to see more and more bills popping up around crypto over time because right now everybody is rushing to get their name in the history books around crypto because they know it's here to stay and they want to be tied to it, even if it's in a negative way sometimes. But this bill actually looks like it's pretty good. Is the SEC's new Texas Sheriff Eric Warner an anti-crypto crusader? And he absolutely is because he's been sent there by Gary Gensler. Eric Warner is the SEC's new sheriff in Fort Worth. Warren has broad experience in crypto regulation and enforcement actions. What does his appointment portend for a region trying to foster innovation? Now, I like everything that Texas is doing down there. You know, they're trying to come up with their own gold-backed currency as well. I think Gary sent him down there for a reason. We're going to probably find out within the next couple weeks what that reason is. He's not there just by chance. Crypto has evolved from being seen as an anti-establishment rebellion asset, says FCA executive director. Now, I remember when I first got into crypto, it was like if you invested in crypto, you were going against the government. You were rebelling. But crypto has changed since then. All of a sudden, we see how certain cryptocurrencies are going to be tied to all the central banks all throughout the world, such as XRP. We also see how XLM is out there doing good for people, banking the unbanked. You know, every crypto has its own use case, but it's more and more no longer anti-establishment or a rebellion. It's now becoming part of the establishment, but staying decentralized at the same time. But, it was always that idea that you were doing something wrong when you bought crypto that made it so lovable back then, I guess. But now, when you come in, it's much easier to invest also because you buy into a crypto that has use case and utility, and it's a safe investment. It's not like, years ago where you listen to a YouTube video and somebody's telling you, listen, you got to buy this crypto today. By Friday, it's going to absolutely do 1,000x and you're going to be rich overnight. That never played out very well. Maybe for some people it did. I always seemed to lose money back then. But then I learned and I realized that, there's a lot of great people that hold crypto also. And we learn from each other along the way. I never tell you I know everything. I come on here, I make videos, I try to keep you positive and keep you going, keep you holding. Because I want you to get there. I want you to get rich in the end. I want to get rich with all of you, you know. But at the same time, I also want to keep you entertained, I guess. And I want to give you all the latest news. But it makes it fun to be in crypto then. At one point, you look at it as an investment. Then later, it becomes part of your everyday life. That's what's great about crypto. Then there's this. So, two more hikes. Powell makes unexpected admission during a prank call. So, two Russians posing as Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky, where they discuss topics ranging from inflation to the Russian central bank to joking about having a printing press in the basement and possibly setting up a Federal Reserve Bank in Kiev. But then Powell actually said he went on to talk about raising rates. But the one thing that isn't funny about this, when they're joking about having a printing press in the basement, that leads to inflation. And every time they print money, a lot of people in this country suffer under inflation. There's people that can't make ends meet. But it's funny that he did get duped by these people at the same time. This is the same guy who's supposed to bring inflation down. And he's supposed to be looking out for the American people and, keeping the dollar safe and keeping it strong. But along the way, he's been failing all along. And he's going to continue to fail into the future. Because as much as he tries to bring inflation down, this country cannot stop spending. That's why crypto is such a great investment. As the US dollar falls in value and inflation skyrockets, crypto is going to take off. And when it does, look out. It is going to make a lot of people very, very rich. Me and you with it. But with that said, I'm going to wrap up this video. I want to thank you all for watching. I appreciate all of you watching my videos. We'll see you in the next one. Have a great night.